How's it going, everybody? It's your man, the legend, Sesamaring, here to help you guys get paid for this fight night. All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about all 13 of these fights on the card. Then I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know which fights we feel are not going to finish. There's going to be a total of 6 fights that I feel are not going to finish on this 13 fight card, and we're going to go ahead and talk about them. All right, so let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. We're going to start with the very first fight of the night. It's Sam Hughes versus Pierre Rodriguez. This is a women's strawweight fight. Both of them are coming in at 116 pounds, 33 years old, both of them. Now, this is a revenge fight for my girl Sam, all right? She's already fought Pierre Rodriguez, and she lost. So if you ask me, I think she's coming in for blood. She wants to go ahead and make it happen. Oh, man, this thing's killing me. All right, let's try it one more time. I feel like T.I.P's it. Off the he's it. Anyways, moving on. So we got Sam Hughes for the win in this one. She's coming out to get revenge. She's getting that win back. Moving on. We got Luan Lacerda versus Hector Sosa. That's Sosa. So we're going to take the Spaniard for this one. That man's got the Spanish hands. Boy, I tell you, coming in, ready to bang. Now, Luan Lacerda, he's Italian on his own. But again, I feel that that 1-inch reach advantage that Luan Lacerda has isn't really going to do much for him. Hector Sosa is going to go ahead and make light work of this guy. Let's go ahead and take Hector Sosa for the win. Moving on to our next fight. This is another women's fight in the women's bantamweight division. We've got Bia Mesquita versus Montserrat Rendon. Now, Rendon is kind of favored, and, I love my Mexican fighters, but I'm sorry. The Brazilian's going to take it to this one. All right. Bia Mesquita is well known for her mat and her submission skills. Previous to her coming into the UFC at her other promotion, she won the majority of her fights via submission. Then coming into the UFC, her very first fight, she wins that one via submission. So what does this say? My girl is going to go ahead and make this one tap. Why? Because that's just what she does, Moving on. That's 3 fights right there. Now, that Bia Mesquita, that is the first out of the 6 that we talked about not to finish. All right? So we're going to put that Bia Mesquita in this not to finish bucket. Moving on, we got Brad Tavares versus Eric Anders. Now, the thing about Eric Anders and his Brad Tavares fight, they're both kind of in the same situation. They're both 38, both 6'1", both 186, both have a record where they've got losses and wins. So, I mean, this is a very, very even fight. If you ask me, it's more of a coin flip. But we're going to go with, we're going to go with Anders on this one. Now, at first, I thought maybe Anders might be able to knock Tavares out. But, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. But we're going to go with Anders for the win on this one. We are not adding it to the parlay of fights not to finish. We're just going to go ahead and stick with Anders for the win. Moving on to our next fight. It's going to be, again, a lightweight division. This one right here, we have Bolaji Oki versus Manuel Sosa. Again, this is one where I see this Brazilian Manuel Sosa coming in, and he's gonna do what he does, man. My man throws down, he's a banger, but Oki's no joke either. All right. When you look at Oki, he's got wins too. And they're not all just by, split decision. He's got a KO on the very first one with a Contender Series. But then once he got into the UFC, his first fight, he got into the UFC, he won by split decision and lost the next one by sub, beats Mark Aswell by unanimous decision, and then loses to Jones by via KO. So Oki's kind of flip-floppy. We're going to take Salsa. We're going to take the Brazilian for this one. Yeah, put him for the win. Moving on. This one is going to be a great battle. We have Elijah Smith versus Su Young Yu. Now, Su Young Yu has won every single fight that he's fought, either via decision or just through finishes. He's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's won them all through unanimous decision or split decision. But Smith is different, man. Smith is built different. He's going to go ahead and do what he does. And because of that, I feel like I got to go with the young man on this one, okay? Smith is 23 years old. Su Young Yu is not so young. He's 30. But yeah, I feel like Elijah Smith is riding a lot more momentum. He's got a lot more youth on his side, and he's wants to make things happen. So we're gonna ride with Elijah Smith on this one. Now this next fight, oh, you want to talk about two gorillas, man? These heavyweights. We got Vitor Petrino versus Steven Asplund. Now this fight has got two different purposes. Asplund is looking to avenge the family name. Victor Petrino fought Steven's brother and put the work to him, and he wanted beating him. Steven's coming in his second fight in the UFC. His first fight was via KO. Previous fights at his other organization before coming to the UFC were all via KO as well. So yeah, it looks good for Vitor Petrino in this one. Dude's an absolute unit. Yeah, and he's got more avenues to victory. You look at Petrino, and Petrino can sub you. He can knock you out. He can win by decision. Steven, he hasn't really shown me that he has that ground game. He doesn't really show me that he has that gas tank to be able to last. And most of his fights haven't gone out of the first round when you got somebody like Petrino who has. So I'm going to go with the proven product, and that's Vitor Petrino via KO. This one is one that's not going to finish. Next up, we got Chris Curtis versus Madibek Orabai. My money here is going to be on Orabai. Orabai is, again, he's a proven product, but he's going against somebody like Chris Curtis who he can out-cockroach you. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean that almost in a celebratory way, where he has this ability to just outlast. Like where you think he's just going to get subbed or you think he's going to get beat, he just has that ability to outlast. He'll take it all the way down to the cards. You want to look at out of his last 5 fights, 3 of them have gone all the way to the decision. So do I see Orabai being able to snuff this guy and knock him out? I don't know. Not against a veteran like Curtis, who, again, he knows stylistically how to fight. He may not win the round, but he's going to outlast. So, yeah, give me Orabai to win this one. I thought about possibly taking Orabai to win by finish. He was an outlier, so it might be, we'll see how they walk out, see what they're looking like. But, yeah, I'm going to take Orabai for this one for the win. Moving on, we got our next fight. Which is Charles Johnson versus Bruno Silva. Now, Bruno Silva, he's like a Brazilian leprechaun. Why? Good, the dude's 5'4". So, and he's looking for that gold, baby. He's looking for that pot of gold. So we got Charles Johnson, who's also one of the only guys to go ahead and knock out Van. Yeah, he knocked out the champ before he was the champ. But yeah, he knocked him out. So we're going to take Charles Johnson to win via KO over Bruno Silva. Now, again, Bruno Silva, he's got a good chin, but I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see him being. We're gonna use fight knowledge, okay? So just using fight logic. Charles Johnson knocked out Joshua Van. Joshua Van knocked out Bruno Silva. So by that, hey, how y'all doing in the chat? So just by using that knowledge and that theory, if he beat Bruno Silva, if he beat Van and Van beat Bruno, then there you go. Charles Johnson for the win. All right. Next up, we got Ion Cutelaba versus Umar Sy. Cutelaba and Sy are both coming in light heavyweights. They did the weigh-ins today. They're both weighing in at 205. We got Umar Sy. He's coming in on a little bit of a hot streak. His last fights, he did win. He's a French fighter. Last fight, he won via KO. And the one before that, he lost versus unanimous decision. And then he's won the subsequent fights before that. So it should be a good bout. Cutelaba is no joke, man. Cutelaba is a monster. We saw him at the weigh-ins today. And again, the way he carries that 205, it is going to be a battle. This one was one of the outliers. I did consider maybe making this one of the fights not to finish, but it didn't make the 6. It would be interesting to watch, but it didn't make the 6. But this next fight did make the list. So let's go ahead and recap real quick about these fights that we got that are not to finish. We got Mosquito via sub, not to finish. We've got Johnson, not to finish via KO. And then we've got this one, Marwan Rahiki versus Harry Hardwick. Now, the thing about Rahiki is he's 23 years old. And this Australian is coming in ready to show the world what he's got. He's going against Harry Hardwick, 31 years old right there. So you got a 7-year age gap. I'm sorry, 8-year age gap right there. Rahiki, every fight that he's fought, he's finished. Even if fights coming into the UFC, his previous promotion, finished either by KO or guillotine. So I am a little leery about fighting somebody like Hardwick, only because Hardwick is a proven veteran, not a great proven veteran, but I mean, the guy's fought and he knows how to outlast. He's made it all the way to the 3rd round before. So, you know, it should be interesting, but I don't know. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go with Rahiki on this one. This is Hardwick's 2nd fight in the UFC, and he's going to have to show it to me. He's going to have to show me that he can beat this guy. We're going to go with Rahiki via KO. All right. Moving on. And now we're in the main card. We got Andre Fili versus Jose Miguel Delgado. We're going to take Delgado to win via KO. Again, this is going to make that not to finish profile. Fili's just past his prime, man. Fili's he's been doing this too long. He's 8 years older than my man Delgado. He hasn't been winning very many of his fights that he's had previously. So, yeah, we're going to go with the momentum. We're going to go with the youth. We're going to go with the hot hand, and that's Jose Delgado. Speaking of hot hands, he's got dynamite in his hands, and he's ready to throw them tomorrow during the UFC fight. Now we're going to go ahead and jump onto our co-main event. That's Amanda Lemos versus Jillian Robertson. Again, this is one of those where you've got a passing of the guard where you have the old versus the young. Amanda Lemos is a household name. She's been doing this for a long, long time. But this is Jillian Robertson's time. We do feel that Jillian Robertson is going to come in and she's going to make light work of Amanda Lemos. So take Jillian Robertson for the win. That leads us to our main event. We have Kevin K.O. Vallejos versus Josh Emmett. I'm going to just go ahead and save you guys the drama. Josh Emmett is going to get put to sleep. Night. Vallejos going to be hitting him with those punching pillows and knock him out. That's what I got. I got Vallejos for the win via KO. So those 6 real quick that we're going to talk about, or that we said, we got Mosquito not to finish. We've got Johnson not to finish. We got Petrino not to finish. We got Rahiki not to finish. We got Delgado not to finish. And we've got the main event not to finish. All right. So again, I hope you guys like the content that we have here. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We normally do a live show every Friday for the fights that are coming on Saturday. Usually I do it with my bro host, Utica from Bros Talk MMA. We usually make that happen. So make sure you guys check in with us next week. We're going to be posting it up. And yeah, man, let's hope for some good fights. Until next time, Legend out.